Hello everyone, this is Lopamudra Deb Aka Eldis Academy once again in front of you with a new video. As usual, today's video also I will start with a motivational quote, and today's quote is quoted by Sheryl Sandberg. I think most of you know about her. She is a Facebook billionaire. She was the COO, Chief Operating Officer of Facebook, and then in the year of 2012, she was elected as one of the members of Board of Directors of Facebook. She quoted that if you are offered a seat on a rocket ship, don't ask what seat, just get on. So in the real life also, whenever some good opportunities comes in the way, we should, instead of thinking too much on it, instead of analyzing the pros and cons of it, we should immediately of that is accept the offer. We should immediately accept the offer and move on with it. Success will obviously be ours. So we should not be very choosy in doing something very good. Whenever we get the opportunity to do something good, we should, giving a second thought, we should immediately work on it. Okay, so hope you also will follow the thing in your life, and if you are doing that, you will obviously be a achiever in your lives. So today's video is related to environmental education. In one of my previous video, I discussed about environment. I discussed about structure of environment. I discussed about various components of environment, because I thought if you don't have any basic concept about environment, it will be useless for me to tell you something about environmental education. So in this video, I will talk about environmental education, its objectives. Why should we teach, or what should we learn environmental objective? Why this particular subject is now one of the integral part of our academic curriculum from the primary section to the higher education. Okay, so before starting with the objectives, let me share about some that is knowledge related to the history of environmental education. When the concept of environmental education got recognition, when the subject was focused globally. Okay, it was in 1992 in Stockholm summit, that is Stockholm Declaration in United Nations Conference on Human Environment. That is for the first time where it was focused that environmental education must be used as a means to address universal environmental problems. See, we have boundaries, that is between the nations. We have boundaries among the nations, but in true sense, we are the citizen of the earth as a whole. If environment of one country is affected, it will have its impact on the environment globally. So it's not that the environmental education is an issue which should be confined in a particular state or a particular nation. It should be a global concern. Okay, so in the Stockholm summit, or you can say Stockholm Declaration, for the first time universal, that is environmental education got recognition, that is globally. Okay. Before that, in our country also, when Mahatma Gandhi, he started basic education, there also he told something about environmental education that was not very prominent at that time. And then again in the 42nd amendment in 1976, there are some focus on environmental issues in our constitution. But inclusion of environmental education in the curriculum first time got recognition in 1992 Stockholm summit. Okay. And if we want to define environmental education, what environmental education actually is, so for me it's a thinking, or you can say it's a way, or it's a mean by which we can make people understand, or we can make people, or the mass about the environmental, we can make them concerned about environmental issues. Okay. So environmental education is education, you can say it's education in, about, and for environment. Okay, that is a very very important thing here. When we, whatever we study in the environmental education, we study in the school environment, we study environment as a whole, and we study all the things that are necessary for improvement or protection of environment. So you can define environmental education as an education in, about, and for environment. Okay. So let's start with the objectives. Point wise I will tell you about the objectives. What are the actually, if you are going to do something and if you don't know why you are doing that, you don't find interest. So if you are studying environmental education, if it is there in your curriculum, in that case you must know that why you are studying environmental education, otherwise you will not get interest in studying this particular subject. Okay. So let's start with the that is objectives. I will discuss the objective point wise, one by one I will explain the points. Okay. So first point of environmental education objectives, that means why you are studying about uh, environment, that is awareness. That means creating awareness, or you can say increasing awareness about environment among the people. Okay, this is the most important aim of aim, or you can say objective of environmental education, because most of the things we do, most of the harms we do to the environment, because we are not aware, we are ignorant about many facts. That's why we do harm to the environment. Whatever happening today, whatever destruction is happening in the environment, you say the environmental pollution also, you can say population explosion also, you can say all the things are done on account of lack in awareness. So environmental education, with the help of environmental education, awareness can be created among the people. We can environmental education aimed at increasing awareness among the people related to various environmental issues. we need to make the person, or we need to make the learners aware that how important the environment is for us. Why environment, no matter whether it is our psychological environment or socio-cultural environment, or you can say biotic environment, why all these things are so important for us, how we are interrelated with them, how all the components of environment are interdependent. All the we With the help of environmental education, we can make people aware about all the facts. We can make people aware about the ill effects of our activities on environment, and how that is deterioration of environmental quality can have reverse impact on us. We can make people aware of this. Okay, so awareness that is of the environment is very very necessary, and environmental education aimed to create and increase awareness and consciousness among the people regarding various environmental issues. So personally I feel that this is one of the most important objective of environmental education. Now let's move on to the next point, which is knowledge and understanding. So to make people aware about environment and various environmental issues, we that is the people first need to be educated, or they should provided with the knowledge. Okay, and then we need to make them understand whatever knowledge they are gathering. We need to make them understand, otherwise implementation will not be there. Simply getting knowledge and writing it to the that is answer script will finish the motto of environmental education, until and unless there will be understanding. So along with providing knowledge, we need to make the learners understand about environment, its structure, its functioning, its components properly, everything, uh, how the other components of environment are useful to us. We sometimes, we human beings, think that we are the masters, we have the full control over everything. So it's not like that. The way other environmental components depend on us, we also equally depend on them. So all the how we are depending on them, how our activities will have impact on them, and how those impact will again adversely can affect us, all those understanding has to be that is developed in the wide population. Okay, so huge population of the, it's not about the country, it's about the globe as a whole. So that is another objective of environmental education, that means providing knowledge and developing understanding regarding the environment and various issues related to environment. This is one of another objective of environmental education. Then attitude, we should try to develop healthy attitude among the learners towards the environment. Okay, which is very very important. Normally most of the time we show negative or unhealthy attitude towards environmental issues. We simply let the things go, we don't bother. If we are seeing that people are burning polythene bags and then other things which cause air pollution during the dry season, most of the time we see people burning the fallen leaves. that cause release of carbon dioxide and ultimately can lead to global warming. So we know the things, we see the thing, but we don't have that is positive attitude to make the people aware of the thing and to make them understand that why this thing should not be done, what are the impacts of those things. So ultimately what happened, getting aware, getting knowledge and having understanding about the environmental issues will comes to an end until and unless we will provide a proper attitude or positive attitude among the learners towards environment. Okay, that which is very very, building positive attitude is very important. At the same time we need to inculcate some values towards environment in the learner, which is very very important. We don't feel for the trees. Earlier people's were so emotionally attached with the other components of the environment. Like we celebrate Holi. By celebrating Holi, actually we welcome the spring season. So that is an emotion of the human beings with the nature. But nowadays what is happening, while celebrating Holi, we forget about the main intention behind the celebration. We simply enjoy. Okay, so we need to inculcate the values, we need to that is inculcate the feelings, and by doing that we need to develop positive attitude of the learners towards environment, which is another objective of environmental education. By providing environmental education we can develop healthy attitude that is among the learners towards environment. Then skill development, life skill development is very very essential. What we do, we have all those things, but we cannot that is apply the things in our day to day life. That's why whenever there are some environmental scarcity, whenever there are some hazards, we cannot cope with the changes, we cannot that is protect ourselves, we cannot, because we are not skilled enough to do that. So some simple examples I am giving you, it's a very practical example which is related to myself only. Suppose that is nowadays to the weather, that is average temperature is increasing, so everyone have ACs in their houses. So do I have. So normally what people they do, they suffer from water scarcity, they purchase water, they so many problems they face due to scarcity of water. But because they are not skilled enough, they need to face all those circumstances. But in my case what I do, I do not allow the water that are condensed from the water vapor of the air through AC to waste. So normally the outlet of the AC of most of the peoples are given outside the house, and those water that comes out from the AC are wasted. So I have the knowledge that I think everyone has. It's not that it's only me that I know about the fact. Every one of us, we know that one of the component of atmosphere is water vapor. And how AC works, it cools the air. While cooling the air, water vapor condenses into water, and that water only comes out through the outlet of the AC. So what I do, I did not allow the water to waste. That's why the outlet of the AC is inside my house only. I stored the water. You cannot imagine if that means the whole night, not actually whole night, 5 to 6 hours if we run the AC, it store almost 15 to 20 liters of water. And next day I use the water to do some household activities. Same way I stored the water that comes out during reverse osmosis of my RO water purifier. Most of the people I have seen that they simply let the water go. They keep the outlet on their sink, and then through sink the water is wasted. But in my case, I do not do that. I simply store the water, and that water also I use to do some household activities. So by doing that, I am using those water and protecting myself from suffering from water scarcity. So that is a kind of skill development. So we need to uh, that is develop such thinking. We need to develop such skills in the among the learner. They along with developing skill, we need to develop the thinking and decision making power of the learner, so that immediately they can decide and make some decision in a positive way to treat the environment. Okay, this is also one of the objectives of environmental education. Now let's go to the next one, which is ability, which is a very strong word. Okay, ability. Like by the help of environmental education, we can develop the ability of the learner to protect and improve environment. Okay, so there is great need of protecting environment at this current situation. Environment is gradually deteriorating, and ultimately if the things go that way, there will be difficult for survival of life on the planet earth. Okay, so we need to develop various abilities in the learner with the help of environmental education, so that they can protect and improve environment. And then there are so many measures are uh, offered, or there are so many measures suggested uh, to protect environment. So along with protecting environment, the environmental education also aimed to develop the ability to evaluate the measure, that so many options will be there. Among all those options, which will be the best one to protect and improve environment without any harm. Okay, that ability to that is improving or developing such abilities in the learners is also one of the most important objectives of education. Nowadays what is happening, that is the learners, or you can say we all of us, we know everything, but we don't have the ability to take a firm decision. We don't have the ability to evaluate the environmental circumstances. So due to lack of such abilities, we let the environment to destroy. Okay, so environmental education aimed to improve or develop such abilities in the learners, so that when they will be the future citizen of the nation, or you can say future member of the globe as a whole, can uh, help or can lead the environment to improve. Okay, so that is another aim of environmental education. Now move on to the next one, which is participation. For me it is very very important. Like most of the time I witness that many educated persons, they have the knowledge, they have understanding, awareness about environmental issues, but they hesitate to participate in environmental programs. Forget about big environmental programs. Simply, if someone is smoking, standing in the bus stop or inside the vehicle, they hesitate to tell the person that smoking is not allowed. It can have penalty because smoking causes cancer, and smoking causes environmental pollution. That small kind of participation also cannot expected from most of the learners nowadays. They know the things all the time. While watching movies also, we get the caption that smoking is injurious to health, but still they don't have the courage to tell. So that is a small that is what to say, a small example of lacking in participatory ability of the learners in environmental issues, I am telling. Okay, because they don't take the things that seriously. So nowadays so many not actually NGOs, there is collaborative efforts of NGOs and government are there to encourage people to participate in the protection of environment. Other than that, small organizations, I cannot say actually organizations, I have witnessed some small groups nowadays. Those groups are getting recognition, that they participate in environmental activities. Okay, they participate in making aware about the ill effects of population explosion. They try to that is feed the street children by suppose wastage of food. That is another threat to environment. Okay, because our population is increasing day by day, we have scarcity of land for crop production. That's why the demand of food is increasing day by day. But still many people they waste food, and most of the people they don't have sufficient amount to that is fill their stomach. So some small organizations I know about, what they do, they simply collect the food from the restaurants or some social that is functions, and those foods they distribute among the street children, those who don't have the that is ability to earn money so that they can fill their stomach. Okay, that is also a small kind of participation in environmental issues. Okay, so that kind of things we need to encourage our children so that they participate in various activities we can that is required to protect environment. Okay, like simply switching off the lights whenever it is not in use, then stopping the tap when you are not using the using water. So this kind of small we should start from the small basic acts, then that's how we can gradually make them that is what to say, we can uh, gradually make them encouraged so that they can participate in various environmental issues related to its protection. Okay, so that is another aim of environmental education. Now the final one is training and preparation, which is again very important. Being teachers, being the implementers of curriculum, we need to train the people. Sometimes what happened, due to lack of training, we feel hesitate to participate. Okay, and that's why that is we need to train the learner regarding environmental betterment. Okay, we can start from the school campus only. We can make them that is we can train them to make a school garden. We can train them to keep the classroom very clean and dust free. We can make them to train how they can keep themselves clean and healthy. So with these small activities we can start providing training, and we can start preparing them so that they can that is they can be productive citizen, and that is what to say, contribute something towards the betterment of environment. Okay, so that's how training and preparation is very much required. Otherwise, until and unless they will become confident enough, if we want to make the learners confident, training and preparation is very much required. If we are not prepared, we cannot be very much confident. So to make the learners confident, proper training should be provided to them, so that we can prepare them as a citizen who is aware about environmental issues, who has proper knowledge and understanding about environmental issues, who can develop positive attitude towards environment, who has skill and ability and courage to participate in protecting environment. Okay, so these are the basic objectives of environmental education. uh, the reason for which this particular subject is included in the curriculum of the school education or higher education as well. Okay, so to sum up with the objectives of environmental education, I would say that by uh, inculcating all these abilities, we can make the children aware and concerned about environment. We can make them aware about the problems associated with the environment. We can make them know and understand about the consequences of the problems that are created in the environment, and also make them committed to work both individually as well as collectively towards the solution of whatever current problems are there related to environment, and we can prevent this future problem, so that we can conserve and preserve environmental resources for future use. Otherwise, what will happen? Whatever benefits we are getting from the environment, whatever resources are available at this moment, if we behave ignorantly, if we do not inculcate all those things that we are discussed just now, that we have whatever we have discussed, what will happen? This will not be there for the future generation. And one more thing, it's not that the participation will always be collective. We will engage ourselves with NGOs, with some others groups whenever possible. Individually also, we should participate in various environmental issues, in solving various environmental problems. We should be committed towards environment, because we know how we are interdependent, how the components of other components of the environment, how they, that is all of us are interdependent on each other. Okay, so to keep the environment congenial, to keep a balanced system, we must have to achieve those objectives of environmental education. Otherwise, the main intention or motto behind inclusion of education in the curriculum will be wasted. Okay, so hope this video will benefit you. Please do like, share and subscribe my channel. Whenever you like and share the video, it acts as a source of encouragement and inspiration for me. That's why despite of having some adversities, I try to make the video, though I cannot make video so frequently. Hope whatever things I try to share with you, it you get benefited from this. So please once again, it's a request to you to subscribe, share, and like the video. Please hit the bell icon so that you can get regular notifications. And one more thing, let me make you aware about the rising of coronavirus. Whenever you go outside, please wear masks, carry sanitizers, keep social distancing. It's better to keep yourself healthy and others also. So prevention is better than cure. You should prevent yourselves from the deadly virus so that you can stay healthy. So stay safe, stay healthy. Bye for now.